The Best Nest by Daddy.
By Daddy.
The Best Nest by Daddy.
Yeah. Pull out the window. The window. That's the same one.
Mr. Bird was sad. He was so sad he had to cry. Is that right? Mr. Bird was happy. He was so happy he had to sing. This was Mr. Bird's song. I love my hat. I love my house. I love my nest. In all the world my nest is best. Then out came Mrs. Bird. This house is not the best. I'm tired of this old place. I hate it. Let's look for a new place right now. You got a little bit scared.
Yeah.
So they left the old place to look for a new one. This place looks nice. Let's move in here.
But no, they can't move in there because there's a raccoon in there.
Well, let's see. Oh, you're right. Somebody else had already moved in. It was a raccoon.
Yeah, I was right.
You were right. So they looked at another house. This one looks nice, and there's nobody in it.
But that one's not nice because there's a foot coming.
You're right. There's a foot coming. You're wrong, said Mrs. Bird. This house belongs to a foot.
I was wrong.
He was wrong.
No, I was wrong.
You were right.
Yeah.
Where's the foot? What's on that foot?
Sock.
What color?
Green.
Good. So they went on looking. I like this one.
Like,
It has a pretty red flag on the roof.
but this one's not nice. Mailman.
Mailman. I've always wanted a house with a flag, said Mrs.
But
Bird.
that was...
Maybe this place will be all right.
Nope.
No. What's he gonna do?
He's going to put some mail in there. Mail.
Oh, there it is. They won the sweepstakes clearinghouse. Or clearinghouse sweepstakes. Publish whatever. But it was
There's a
not
mailbox.
alright.
But that's a mailbox.
I guess I made a mistake, said Mr. Bird.
Nope.
This is a mailbox.
Her.
Her. That's Mrs. Bird. Here's Mr. Bird.
That Mr. Bird and this...
You make too many mistakes. I'm going to pick the next house. And here it is, right here. So they flew into the steeple. They flew in and looked around. Isn't it too big? Said Mr. Bird. I like this place, said Mrs. Bird. This is the place to build our new nest.
Nope. Because... There's going to be a big bill.
Yeah, a big bell. They went right to work. They needed many things to build their nest. First, they got some hay. Then they got some soda straws, some broom straws, and some sweater string. Ah! And some stocking string, and mattress stuffing. You got lots of things.
Yeah.
And they got some horsehair. Blink, blink. And they got some man hair. Blink, blink. Ow! Soon they had all the hay and the straw and the string and the stuffing and the horsehair and the man hair they could carry.
Dad,
And they took it all back to build their nest.
these two straws.
There's two straws and he's got a straw. They took it all back to build their nest. And they took it all back to build their nest. And they took it into the steeple to build their nest. Mr. and Mrs.
What's it called?
The bell. Oh, this is string.
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Bird worked very hard. It took them the rest of the morning to finish their nest. And then Mrs. Bird said, "This is really the best nest. I want to stay here forever."
Let's take this one now because the weather's going to be because wolves going to ring the big bell.
What's the noise going to be?
Dong.
And look, Mr. Bird was very happy. He
And
flew
look.
to the top of the house.
Look.
Is it Parker?
No, Mr. Park.
Oh, Mr. Parker
It's
flew
going-
to the top of the steeple.
Dad, say uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
She's...
He sang his song again. I love our house, I love our nest. In all the world our nest is best. He was so busy singing, he didn't even see Mr. Jones coming. What's that? Oh, Mr. Parker. Sorry, Mr. Parker coming. Every day at 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, Mr. Parker came to the church. Mr. Parker came to the church to get a drink of water. What? Mr. Parker, why did he come to church? I can't hear you. To ring to pull the rope? Came to pull the rope. The rope went up to the bird's nest. The rope rang the big bell right under her nest. Boom!
Oh, that was Mr. Bird.
Okay.
But where's the other one?
He's on the roof singing.
Oh.
Bong! Bong!
What's he doing?
And Mrs. Bird got out of there as fast as she could fly. And Mr. Bird did a flip off the back of the top of the steeple.
No, he flied off.
He fly off. When Mr. Bird came in, all he could see was a mess of hay and string and stuffing and horsehair and manhair and straws. But where was Mrs. Bird?
Here's to the old house.
Flew away. I will look. Let's see. I will look for her until I find her, said Mr. Bird. And he looked high, and he looked low, and he looked everywhere for Mrs. Bird. She wasn't in the grocery store.
No.
She wasn't in the post office. She wasn't in the bank. And she wasn't in the museum. He looked down into a chimney, but Mrs. Bird wasn't there. Chimney, chim.
It's a Sunday.
Where are you, Mrs. Bird? We're looking for you. He looked into a water barrel. Mrs. Bird was not in there. He saw a big fat cat.
Oh, Daddy's cracking. She's making the bed that got up.
Don't wake him up. There was a big fat smile on a big fat cat.
Now,
Big
Dad,
fat cat.
Dad, he's waking him up.
Right. There was
Dad, he's waking up.
pretty brown feathers in the cat's mouth.
Dad, he's waking up. Dad, say real loud.
Mr. Bird began to cry. Oh dear.
Dad, like he's waking me up.
Oh, he's waking up. This big fat cat is eating Mrs. Bird. Look, he's crying. He's crying so loud he's gonna wake up the cat. Oh,
That was close.
that was close. Mr. Bird was sad. He just barely got away from that cat.
Yeah.
And he started to fly away. I'll never see Mrs. Bird again, he cried. It was getting dark. It began to rain. It rained harder and harder and harder. And Mr. Bird could not see where he was going. Crash!
Dad, he bumped
He
into
bumped
something.
into something.
What was it?
What was it? Was it a plane?
No.
Was it a car?
No.
Was it a garbage can?
No.
Was it a house?
Yeah.
Whose house? His house. It was his old house. The old house that Mrs. Bird hated. Poor Mrs. Bird. I'll go inside. I'll rest here until the rain stops. Mr. Bird went in, and there was Mrs. Bird sitting there singing.
This is Mr. Bird and this is Mr. Bird.
Oh, you're being silly.
What's his name? What's his name?
Mr. Bird.
What's his
I
name?
love my house, I love my nest,
That was his name.
I love my nest is
That was this. That was this guy. And what's her name?
Mrs. Bird.
What's her name?
Mr. Bird. What does this mean?
Mrs. Bird.
What does this mean?
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon. Nick. Nick Jr. What? You're here! Gasped Mr. Bird. Oh, I thought you hated this old house. Mrs. Bird smiled. I used to hate it, but a mother bird can change her mind. You see, there's no nest like an old nest for the new bird you see. It's a new egg.
Yeah.
A big red egg.
Yeah.
A big red egg. What? Blue egg. Boing! And when the egg popped open, the new bird thought so too.
It's a new nest.
He said, "Hi, Mommy. Hi, Daddy. I like my new nest." The end.
And that is a picture.
Where? That one is? And that one? That one is?
Identical.
Right.
Let's read it. Can you read it to me again?
I think that's all.
Collin.
Kiss on my cheek. Right here. Right here. Sweet dreams.
Hey, Collin. We miss you.
We miss you.
Can I see?
We love you.
Can I see
We love
it in bed?
And we'll see you very soon.
See you soon.
Be a good boy for Catherine.
No.
And tell your sister that we love her. We love you, Cam. Marie.
Bye, Cammy.
See you soon, sweet pea.
Night night.
Night-night.
Go night night now.
Night-night.